Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys know from watching my previous videos, I just got back from a trip to San Diego. I went to San Diego solo, and I thought that maybe I would share some tips that helped me as a solo introvert traveler, just in case some of you guys are also introverts and maybe scared to travel solo or thinking about traveling solo. I thought that maybe these tips could help you feel a little bit more comfortable and just kind of step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. So the first thing that I did when I was choosing a destination, I tried to pick destinations that are popular big cities that a lot of people visit, kind of touristy cities. I feel like these type of destinations are a lot safer for solo travelers because there's a lot of people around, there's a lot of things to do, it's busy. So in my opinion, it's a lot safer. Second thing that I did was I booked my hotel and my rental car in advance. You don't want to run into a situation where you land and the hotel prices are outrageous because you're booking same day, or the rental car prices are outrageous because you're booking the same day. So if you book in advance, you have those things kind of secure and set up so that you can relax and plan out your activities. So also when you're booking your hotel, you want to make sure it's in the vicinity of the things that you plan to do. So knowing what your activities are in advance can also help plan where you're gonna sleep. When I was booking a hotel and my rental, I used sites such as booking.com, Expedia, and Priceline. I found this trip that Priceline was actually a lot cheaper than Bookings and Expedia, but with Expedia, you can book certain situations and like a hotel and a rental, and if you don't show up, you can just cancel the booking without any penalties. With booking.com, if you cancel the booking maybe 2 days before the actual date that you're supposed to be there, there's a cancellation fee with each hotel. So if you're someone who may change their mind like close to the date that you're supposed to be there, then I wouldn't recommend using Booking. I would say use Expedia. With Priceline, you have to pay for the hotel and the rental in that moment. So once you see what you want and you press book, you have to pay for it then. So that's one downside of Priceline, but I found that Priceline was a lot cheaper. The next thing that I did was I searched to see whether the city had what's called a city pass. When I went to Houston and Florida, they both had city passes where you could kind of explore the area, see different attractions for one price. So you pay one price and then it's good for like multiple attractions basically in the same day. San Diego had what's called the Go Pass. It was a San Diego Go Pass. And basically you can do unlimited activities as long as you did it before 4 o'clock in that day. And so I got the Go Pass for 2 days and I was able to do the Museum of Natural History, the zoo safari, and I was able to do SeaWorld. The next thing I recommend that you do is plan out your restaurants and places that you plan to eat and food that you plan to try, because it's so easy to get caught up in a situation where you are eating things that you're used to. Like for me, I'm used to eating like Chipotle and like Olive Garden or Red Lobster or something like that. When I see these places when I go out of town, I'm like, oh, this is something that I know, let me just eat here. So it's easy to get caught up in that. But when you're traveling out of town, you want to try new things. So I would recommend using Yelp. Yelp helped me a lot on this trip because I was able to read reviews of these restaurants because I've never been to them. Also, TikTok and Instagram hashtags. If you hashtag like the place that you want to go, so say you're going to San Diego, if you click the hashtag San Diego, hashtag, whatever cities in San Diego, you'll see suggestions for food. There'll be places that say, hey, you should try this and try that, and you'll get videos and footage and, options. And so don't sleep on the hashtags when you're trying to decide on restaurants. Another thing that I found helpful for myself was packing everything that I needed to bring in a carry-on. It's nothing worse than having checked baggage and then them losing your checked baggage. Being a solo traveler, I feel like, especially being an introverted solo traveler, any little thing can make me extremely anxious and make me extremely nervous. And so if the airport were to lose my bag and I'm landing and I'm like, where's my luggage? And they don't have it. And I'm only in this destination for like 2 to 3 days, because sometimes when they lose your luggage, it takes them a few days to find it. And so now I'm stuck on this trip that I paid for with no clothes. And so it's better to pack everything in a carry-on suitcase so that you know where all your stuff is. It's right on the plane with you above your head. Also, Another thing that I found when you are traveling, and this is for anyone, this is not just solo travelers, budgeting. So planning out your spending for food, allowing, giving yourself an allowance for food, giving yourself an allowance for souvenirs, and for all of the attractions that you're gonna, utilize while you're there. It will help you in the long run because spending can get out of control. Some of these places, like when I went to SeaWorld, every attraction let you off into a gift shop. Even though the gift shops had the same stuff, it was like a lot of oohs and ahs, like, your spending can get way out of control if you're not budgeting. Also, something I've never tried, but something I want to try in the future is joining a tour group. Joining a tour group. So I feel like when you join tour groups, you're also going to meet a lot of other people who are traveling solo. So I find that small talk in little group settings for maybe an hour or two when you're taking a tour of something is good for me, because even though we're introverts, we still need socialization. We just don't need a lot of it. And so getting this little bit of conversation out, during a tour is probably going to be healthy for you and be good for you. And so I would look up different tours before you leave your house. The last thing that I recommend if you're going to be solo traveling is, I mentioned it before, to book your hotel in advance, but I would recommend staying in a hotel over staying in an Airbnb, because you hear a lot of horror stories with the Airbnbs, people putting cameras in there watching you. The owner may still be kind of lurking around, and they may see that you're traveling solo, especially as a woman. If you're a woman, it's not gonna probably be safe for you. When you book with a hotel though, I would recommend marking that there's 2 people in the room. They don't have to know that your person's not there right now. So your person could come later and slip in the side door. They'll give you 2 keys, end of story. Book for 2 people. I think I'm talking more to the women for this one. So guys, I understand you're strong and you're safe, but women, I would always put that there's 2 people staying in the hotel. And I feel like the hotel is a lot safer than the Airbnb because there's someone at the front desk all night. People can't just walk in. I mean, they can walk in, but they can't just come bussing into your room. And if you scream, there's a lot of people to hear you in a hotel than in an Airbnb. So that's just my tip. So anyway, safe travels, everybody. Hopefully you found this video somewhat helpful. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.